Well, hello, YouTube. It has been a long day of work, and I've been grinding on all of the different social media things I'm working on. But I decided I wanted to come on here and do a little YouTube live to talk a little bit about writing and the Substack that I just started. It's just called Letters from John right now. That's kind of a working title. If I feel inspired, I'm probably going to change it in the future. But I've decided to take my writing sort of to another level with Substack because I feel like as a creative, writing is one of those places where I really have an opportunity to dig deep inside of me. On social media, I get to joke around and laugh at things and sometimes talk more seriously, but I feel like when I get an opportunity to sit in front of a computer and just write, there's something that it does to my mind that feels really helpful. I'm very much an ADHD type person, and so slowing down and taking a moment to recognize and reflect on the past um, is not always that easy for me. And so writing is not only a tool that's really helpful for me to kind of solidify the past and what I've been learning, but it's also a tool that I use to share about my life. And so as I've been on this journey over the last 5 months of learning freelancing and learning what it means to start my own business, I just thought, like, for my own sake, it's probably going to be really helpful for me, 5, 10 years down the road, to have a place that I can reflect on and go look and be like, oh, this is what I was thinking about at the time. These are the things that felt important. These were my learnings. And so, as much as it is something that I want to use as a tool to share with others, it really is just as much something for me. So, yeah, I have a few friends that have been on Substack for a while. I personally have been sharing a newsletter about once a month just through email. I was using HubSpot as a tool to sort of get that out and to acquire emails and automate some things. And I have had a few friends reach out to me and just say, "Hey, you should consider getting on Substack." And I did a little bit of research, and they just have a ton of really cool tools that make growing a Substack really easy. There's this sort of referrals network that they have where it's like if you refer a certain amount of people to someone's Substack, you can get access to their Substack for X amount of time for free. I don't currently charge anything for my Substack. You can just subscribe to it for free, but I'm considering in the future doing some sort of like free version of it and then some sort of paid version of it where maybe the paid version is me sharing more, really just like market learnings and some of my knowledge that I've gained over the years of doing social media and using content and storytelling as a way to grow an audience and to ultimately like sell products or services. But that's sort of down the line. Right now, I just want to keep growing the audience and reaching people with my story and the stories that I'm sort of coming in contact with along the way. So, yeah, today was the first publication of it. I published an article called, what was it called? Creative, dealing with a creative block or something like that. I can't even remember the name of the title. It's been a long day. But, it really was focusing on this whole fun story that's been unfolding with the 30-day challenge that a lot of my friends have started doing, and some of my cousins are doing it, my brother's doing it, a friend who lives in Nairobi, Kenya is doing it. It's just kind of got a life of its own at this point, but, yeah, it was fun sharing some of those stories, going into a little bit about the origin of this 30-day challenge, and, for anyone who's watching right now, if you've never done a 30-day challenge, with content production or just trying it with whatever your creative medium or output is, I highly recommend. I literally drafted up an entire like legally binding contract that you can sign if you want to really sort of get some commitment and some skin in the game. I think the elements of the contract are like you owe me $1 for every day you don't make something and post it, and if you get all the way through, I'll buy you coffee at the coffee shop of your choice. So the stakes are fairly low, but it's legally binding. We could technically go to small claims court over it. So if that is of any interest to you, I highly recommend it because, for me at least, when I did a 30-day challenge a few months ago, it was profoundly impactful on my life. I basically the result of it was it paved the way for me to leave my full-time job and do freelancing work, which is what like I said, I've been doing for the last 5 months, and that's been going great. And I haven't had a problem getting clients because I've just been active on the internet. I've been putting my thoughts out there. I've been publishing across a bunch of different platforms, and that's worked out really well for me. Even though, especially when I was doing the 30-day challenge, I actually didn't grow my audience at all. I think I actually like lost followers on Instagram, and my YouTube channel just kind of stayed the same. But what was really interesting that I found when I was doing it is that actually people that were already in my life, that already knew who I was, that had been in my audience for years, started to kind of keep me on the top of their minds when it came to, oh, I some of them own businesses, some of them are trying to start nonprofits. They all have different endeavors. But I was sort of just front of mind whenever they ask themselves the question, who can I ask to help with content? Just because I had been sort of consistently putting myself out there. So yeah, I share about that story and some of those learnings on the Substack, and it was fun. And I'm gonna probably keep doing it. I'm hoping to increase my cadence a little bit. I've been doing my newsletter once a month, and I'm hoping to up the cadence to once every other week now, just to stay consistent and to really put in the effort to grow that audience. But yeah, if you're someone who has ideas and things to say and hasn't really found the right place to really get into it, I especially for like long form, if you're someone who likes writing and reflecting in a longer capacity on what you've been learning, Substack is a pretty insane platform because they really handle most of the growth aspects for you. It kind of comes out the gate with just a bunch of buttons and features that are going to help people grow you. For instance, like one of them that is a button that just automatically appears on your posts if you're not currently monetizing is people can actually pledge to give you money. So like I posted my first post today on Substack, and someone already pledged $80 a year. They're like, if you charged money, here's how much I would pay for it. And they were like, I would pay $80 a year to have access to this newsletter that you're currently writing. And that's just a feature that like just out the gate you have on Substack. And it actually is really helpful in giving you a proxy of what you could be earning, with the audience that you currently have. So all that being said, I'm still fresh in the game, but I really believe that whether it's Substack or social media or Medium or podcasting, whatever it is, YouTube, just getting your ideas out there and being vocal on the internet, not necessarily as an expert, but just as someone who might be two steps ahead of someone else who's even newer to the journey than you are, it pays dividends, and you will be surprised at how much of an impact you can have on people's lives. What I found is actually the voices that have impacted me the most are not the ones that are the Gary V's, the Joe Rogans, the big names in the world of marketing and sort of the expertise that I'm in. Those names like are cool and it's interesting to me, but the people that have made the biggest impacts in my life are the people that I'm actually friends with, that I know, that are maybe a couple months down the road from where I am in starting my own business or in going in a career with marketing. And because I can actually get to know those people, and I actually can reach out to them and say, hey, can I hop on a call with you, or could I take you out to coffee and ask you some questions? um, and so all that being said, it's like if you have if you feel like you've taken any steps in whatever level or whatever space of expertise you have, I would really encourage you to start asking yourself, like, what would I tell to the version of myself that existed 3 months ago? And how could I encourage them? Because that really will help you determine like what is your offering if you want to make content on the internet. Um, and I think it helps get over some of that imposter syndrome that people have of feeling like, oh, I'm not an expert yet. I'm not like the best of the best of the best. And so why would anyone ever listen to me? um, People are interested in humanness, in real things, and in what people who are not perfect have to offer. That's why I have this term "make bad art" that I've been sort of repping and trying to get people to adopt, because just like this video, it's like this is a form of bad art for me. It's like make bad art. It's the idea that like what you have to offer at this moment is worthy of offering, and someone can be impacted by it whether or not you think it's ready or perfect or even good. And so just let that be an encouragement to you if you have been toying around with the idea of starting a Substack or any form of publishing yourself or your thoughts on the internet. Just take a stab at it. Just go for it. People wait so long to have the perfect strategy or to feel like they really have done all the research and know everything there is to know. And the truth is, like, you're never going to hit that point where you're ready. And it's much better to just start hitting record and hitting publish often and practicing that as a skill and getting over that imposter syndrome, because you're going to have to be bad at something for a while before you can be good at it. And if you're not willing to be bad at it publicly first, you're probably not ever going to be good at it publicly. So that's my short rant for the day. But anyway, I would highly encourage you to get out there and make something. That's just coming from a rando guy living in Hawaii, but I mean it, and it's changed my life. It's been a huge part of my journey, and now it's like I've been able to sustain myself doing full time social media marketing and helping people grow their businesses, which is fun for me. It's like I wake up and I'm genuinely stoked to work on the things that I work on and get to work with the people that I do. And all of that really is a product of just believing in myself and saying, hey, like, the things I have to share on the internet are worth sharing, whether I ultimately feel deep down that they're perfect or ready or not. So, yeah, thanks for joining. I don't know if anyone joined the stream, but if you're watching later, I appreciate you watching this. And we're going to sign off. But thanks for being here. And if you're not subscribed already, continue. Always helps to have you. So whenever I publish the next thing, you're waiting for it. So yeah, hope you have a good day or evening. It's 2 p.m. here in Hawaii, but most of you on the mainland are probably getting ready for bed. So anyway, I'll see you around.